Up to 70% of people experience imposter syndrome at least once throughout their life, especially creatives like the tattoo industry, because we're constantly evaluating and assessing as work and therefore judging ourselves at the same time. I know this firsthand because I've been in the industry for absolutely years and I've done it to myself, but more importantly, I've taught hundreds of thousands of people worldwide how to be a tattoo artist. They send their work in and they're so self-critical. The work has been absolutely amazing, but in their eyes, different story. So that's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to combat imposter syndrome. Do you feel like you're constantly comparing work, judging yours and looking at everybody else's? Do you feel like you're too old or too young to be in this industry? Again, because there's a certain number that you think, I can't do it now, or I'm too young to do it. Do you feel like you're not part of the industry because you've only been doing it 6 months, a year, 2 years? I've even had countless people message me saying, will I be able to succeed in this industry because I'm of a certain sexual orientation? These are the things that people start doubting themselves on and feel like they don't belong. Any of these things can cause self-doubt, make you feel shit on the morning. You don't want to go to work. Let's just pretend that, right, so you're already a tattoo artist and you've got any of these problems, comparing yourself to other people. Listen, if you're new to the game, don't be comparing yourself to somebody that's got 10, 15 years experience. Don't be put off thinking, I'm of a certain age, I can't be doing this, do I not fit in? Just research yourself. There's world-class artists that are early 20s, some even teens, that have been in game 2 minutes, but yet they're massively successful. Same as there's people in the 60s, 70s, massively successful, and yet they're later on in life. The only thing it is making excuses and reasons to fail when it's not. It's a mindset shift that you've got to get over. I know this firsthand. One, because I've been in the game years, I've taught hundreds of thousands of people, like I said, and these are regular questions that I've got to then try and explain to people, look, it's a mindset shift. It's not an actual problem, it's in your head. But for me personally, early on in my career, listen, I felt like, God, is this right industry for me to be in? I just don't fit in. And then there's a certain type of person. Even now, sometimes when I'm walking around conventions, there's hundreds and hundreds of artists, and I think they're all a certain type of person, and I feel sometimes that I'm just totally different. I'll often walk around and think, God, I'm totally different to all these in so many different ways. Seem to like dress a certain way. I dress like a council estate lad. I'm a little bit different. So you can see that as a negative sometimes. When I was first in them first few years of opening my own shop, I was constantly looking at my work saying, this is nowhere near good enough. Comparing my work to everybody that I followed on Instagram or Facebook that had been in game years, world known, and then looking at mine thinking, Ben, you need to just sack this. Your work is nowhere near good enough. But I was comparing myself to the wrong people. And then again, that exact reason, when I first started and I was young, in my early 20s, I was looking at thinking, God, nobody's going to come to me because they know that I haven't got years and years of experience. I'm only young. And I used to think, is that what is putting people off actually coming in and booking the tattoos with me? Or he'll not do a good job because he's not been doing it long enough, where experience speaks volumes. And it took me quite a while to get over all these little doubts. A quick message to everybody that signed up to the membership program. Without all of you guys, this channel just would not be possible at all. So thank you. And we've got so many big plans for the future. So if you want to become a part of it and help the channel grow, and also get 2 exclusive follow-along tattoo lessons every single week, plus a load more cool free stuff just chucked in there willy-nilly. It's just $14.99 a month, thereabouts, for literally as long or as little as you want. But I'll be honest with you, it's the thing that really helps us keep making these videos for you. So if you do want to be a part of it and help, check the link in the description. Thank you. The amount of people that have messaged that have been on my course, one person in particular, and he just directly asked me, it were a male and he were gay, and he said, Ben, would I be able to be successful as a tattooist? I don't know many gay tattoo artists. I'm like, what on earth has that got to do with it? Is your customers going to say, yeah, he'll be a shit tattoo artist because he's gay? No, the only people that think that is yourselves. because it's your own self-doubt, and we need to learn to get over these things, because all it's going to do is hold you back long term. It makes you feel shit. The amount of times in the beginning I just thought, you know something, I'm just hooking my machine up. It's not the industry for me. I'm too young. I'm not good enough. And all these little doubts used to kick in. Now I've got a totally different mindset, totally different attitude, and I never really think things like that. The odd time when I'm walking around a convention, but it's not in a negative way. I just think, wow, the industry's almost got like a clique. Everybody seems to be very, very similar. But other than that, I don't really think it anymore. And it's a horrible thing if it's happening to you now, or you're trying to just prepare yourself for what could happen in future. When it does happen, it's horrible, because this job you absolutely love. It's never, oh fucking hell, I've got work today. It's, I can't wait to get to work. I've got this tattoo to do. I'm going to do these designs. I've got a new machine. I can't wait to. It's an exciting industry to be in, and it's so much fun and energetic, and it's never like a dull moment. But when you start letting these things affect your mind, imposter syndrome, should I be here, shouldn't I be here, am I right, comparing yourself to everybody else, all that disappears, and you almost just want to, like I say, hang the machine up and quit. But I didn't stop. I didn't hang my machines up, and thank God I never let any of those things bug me. And these are the things that I started doing instead. This is a really easy one. The first thing that I want you to do is stop comparing your work. And I mean that by every means possible. Stop comparing your work, even if it's with people that you think you're better than. For a simple reason is this. Don't matter what niche you're in, whether you're in portraits, realism, black and grey, colour, new school, traditional, neo-trad, it's irrelevant. Stop comparing yourself to other artists. This is the easy answer. From a customer's standpoint, don't matter whether you're just doing stickmen. If that customer is looking for somebody that can do stickmen really good, they're going to come to you. Think of all the most expensive artists out there for paintings and things like that. Van Gogh, some of the most expensive artwork in the world, and you look at it and think, that's not actually, I could draw better than that, some of them. Look at some of the artwork that's literally just a big board and they've fucking thrown buckets of paint on it. Oh, that's what it looks like. And it sells for millions. Somebody really appreciates that. So you're comparing your work to people that you think that work is better. But I guarantee you this, some people will look at both of those tattoos and think, I prefer yours, because that's the style and the look that I want. So once you get that into your head and that certain mindset, understand that your work is your work. Nobody else can replicate it. Nobody else can do it like you. Don't matter if you personally prefer somebody else's style or ability, your customers that are coming into you prefer yours. And it's a mindset shift. But honest to God, once you understand that and you start implementing it, everything changes. The way that you feel on yourself on a daily basis, because you just, although we always want to look at us work and think, right, how can I improve that? What we're not doing is comparing it to everybody else's to the point where it's making us feel shit about our own capability. That's the first tip. The next one that I want to cover is experience. The time that you've been in the industry. Don't matter whether you've been in the industry years or 2 minutes. Let me give you just a little example, and I like to use this because everybody can relate to it. Let's just imagine you go to your local park on a Sunday. There's a group of 80-year-old men all playing football. They've done that as a little group, just a bunch of friends, for the past 50 years. They've done it since they were 20, 30-year-old. They're not better than the England squad. They've got years of experience, but it doesn't mean that they're better than somebody that's been doing it a few years in comparison. So the number of years in an industry or doing a certain thing doesn't always mean that you're better. Equally, the opposite way round. Just because you're new to something doesn't mean that you're better or worse. The length of time in an industry is just a number. Don't matter whether you've been doing it 1 year or 10 years. You're going to be judged on your capabilities. There's loads of artists that have been in the game years, and I get these people comment on all my videos and my social posts. You can't do this. I've been tattooing 20 years. And then you go on that person's page and look at the work and you think, I've got so many people on my course that's been doing it for months, and they make your work look terrible in comparison. So it doesn't matter whether you're brand new or you've been going years, neither is better or worse. Get that into your head because it will eliminate everything. Time is just a number when it comes to the standard and quality of doing something artistic based. And speaking about time, that brings us on to the age thing. And this is huge. Honest to God, I've lost track how many people have messaged me this. Ben, I want to be an artist. I want to follow your online course, but I'm X amount old. Sometimes I have a good laugh about it because they'll message saying, I'm in my 30s, am I too old? I think, fucking hell, you're only just starting. I'm in my 30s and I feel like I'm just starting to grow in the industry. Some will say, I'm in my 50s. I think my dad's in his 60s and he's still in his prime. Some will say I'm in my 60s and then I think, just go online and look at the most famous artists in the world. They're all of that age. So it's impossible to say what age is too old or what age is too young, because there's not really an age limit. It's an artistic job. I can fully understand if somebody in the 60s was saying, Ben, I want to be a labourer on a brickyard. Then I'd probably say, I'd think about your health a little bit because it's a strenuous job. But this is not. We're just sat down. It's more mind power than physical ability to do something. As long as you're capable of holding the machine, sitting for the time durations that you're going to be tattooing, there is absolutely no problem. It doesn't matter whether you're in your late teens, 20s, or whether you're in your 60s or 70s. If you're able to do it, then you're able. Never let age be a factor of one, pursuing your dream. You're never too old to have a career change. And two, just stopping you doing something that you want. Never let age stop anything. So to cap everything up, I want you to understand just this one point. None of the issues that you could have or will have in the future is down to the problem itself. It is down to how you're thinking. So use these little techniques and look at things from a certain angle that there's never an excuse that something stops you because you've got the right mindset to say, look, I can do whatever I want and I can make this happen. Thank you for watching. Listen, I hope that some of these points resonate with you and you can actually implement them. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this topic. Have you ever had imposter syndrome? Do you feel like you belong? And what reasons did you have that made you feel like that? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.